What if I told you the reason you fail to stick to habits has nothing to do with willpower? You've probably said this before: I'm going to start working out. I'm going to stop procrastinating. I'll finally wake up at 5 a.m. And maybe you do it for a week, maybe two. But eventually, life happens. You slip, you stop, and you feel like a failure. Here's the truth no one tells you. You don't have a willpower problem. You have an identity problem. Because real change doesn't start with what you do. It starts with who you believe you are. Today we're talking about the identity shift, one of the most powerful concepts for lasting transformation. By the end of this video, you'll know why willpower fails, why habits stick only when identity changes, and 3 steps to build an identity that creates success automatically. Ready? Let's dive in. Let's start with a question. Why do most people quit their New Year's resolutions? It's not because they don't want it badly enough. It's because they're fighting against their own identity. Most people live in what I call a behavior-first mindset. They say, if I can just force myself to do this new thing long enough, I'll succeed. So they rely on motivation, they rely on discipline, but both are limited, both run out. Here's an example. Someone's trying to quit smoking. A friend offers them a cigarette. They say, no thanks, I'm trying to quit. Sounds good, right? But listen closely. I'm trying to quit. That's an action-based identity. Deep down, they still see themselves as a smoker. Now compare that to this. No thanks, I'm not a smoker. Do you hear the difference? One is about behavior, the other is about identity. And identity always wins, because when your identity changes, your habits follow automatically. Most people believe the success formula looks like this: results, then habits, then identity. They think, if I lose weight, I'll feel fit. If I start writing every day, I'll feel like a writer. But that's backwards. Here's the real formula: identity first, then habits, then results. When you believe I'm an athlete, going for a run isn't a chore, it's part of who you are. When you believe I'm a writer, writing daily doesn't feel like discipline, it feels like self-expression. You don't need to force it anymore, because your actions are now in harmony with your identity. So stop asking, what habits do I want to build? Start asking, who do I want to become? So, how do you do it? How do you become the person you want to be? Here are 3 steps to make the identity shift. Step 1. Define your future self. First, ask yourself this question: what kind of person would achieve the results I want? Most people stop at the goal. They say, I want to run a marathon. But that's not enough. Instead, ask, what type of person runs marathons? The answer might be a person who trains consistently, a person who takes care of their body. Once you know that, write this down. I am the type of person who, and finish the sentence. I am the type of person who never misses a workout. I am the type of person who chooses growth over comfort. The goal is not to run a marathon. The goal is to become a runner. Step 2. Start small. Cast votes for your new identity. Every action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. You don't need a 100% of the votes, just a majority. If you want to be healthy, every time you choose water over soda, that's a vote. Every time you go for a 10-minute walk, that's a vote. If you want to be a writer, every paragraph you write is a vote. Even one sentence is a vote. Big transformations happen through small, consistent votes. Identity is not built in one giant leap. It's built in micro moments. Step 3. Remove identity conflicts. Here's where most people fail. They try to adopt a new identity while holding on to the old one. You can't say I'm a fit person while eating junk food every night. You can't say I'm productive while scrolling for hours. When your actions and identity clash, one will eventually win. And usually, it's the old identity. So, remove the friction, change your environment. If you want to be healthy, don't keep chips in your house. If you want to read more, put a book on your pillow every night. Identity change is easier when your environment supports it. Here's something most people miss. Identity isn't something you find, it's something you create. You weren't born a runner, you weren't born a writer, you became one through repeated action. So if you want to become someone new, stop waiting to feel like that person, start acting like that person now. You don't need permission, you don't need confidence first, you need action, because confidence doesn't create action, action creates confidence, and every action you take is a vote for your future self. Final takeaway: you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your identity. So stop asking, what do I need to do? Start asking, who do I need to become? Because once you see yourself as that person, everything else becomes automatic. If this video helped you, hit like, share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe for more videos like this, because the identity shift starts today.